So good morning, Sarah, and thank you so much for joining us. We've got quite a few people on the line, and I've had some questions that have also come in beforehand for those people that are busy working on a Monday morning. So I'd just really like to pass over to you and let you get going because this is so exciting. It's what we all need.
Thank you very much for Louise for inviting me to come along and do this mini training for your group. I really appreciate it. So, and thank you very much everybody for coming, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the replay. My name is Sarah, and I help small businesses who aren't comfortable with technology to simplify their online marketing and get visible without the overwhelm. And my focus is using straightforward tools that make online marketing easier and more effective. I know that choosing the right tools can feel confusing or frustrating, but today I'll be sharing a simple roadmap to help you confidently build your online presence. So before we start, I'm just going to do a really quick introduction in case you don't know who I am. As I say, my name is Sarah Lynn, and I've been running Simple Online Solutions now for about 4.5 years. I live in Swansea with my husband Rob, and I have a daughter who has just graduated from uni, and this is Teddy, who is always my sidekick. I have locked him out today because he does tend to bark whenever I decide to go live. So give you a little bit of background on me. All right, so I qualified as a reflexologist back in September 2004, so 20 years ago. And when I qualified, basically the marketing feedback that I had was to print some business cards and to print some leaflets and get going, because people would be queuing up outside the door ready to book treatments with me. Now, as you can imagine, that didn't happen, and I was in for a big shock that I needed to do a little bit more than just have business cards or leaflets printed. Now, whilst I did get some clients from spending hours posting them through people's letterboxes and pinning them up and putting them in doctor surgeries and things like that, I didn't have a big online presence back then, so it was a little bit of a shock. But over time, I did build well, first of all, I started off getting somebody else to build a website for me. And I have to say, the first website was truly awful, absolutely awful. Second time, I paid a considerable amount more, and it was a very good website. However, I couldn't amend it in any way, shape or form myself. I had to go back to the developer each time, and that frustrated me no end. So I decided to teach myself how to build websites. And I did this for myself and for family and friends for quite a while. Now, come 2020, COVID stopped play with my holistic therapy business, and I was a bit concerned in what I was going to do to bring in funds during that time. So I put it out to the universe, what should I be doing? And one of my clients at the time, she was building her own silver jewellery business, and she asked would I create her online shop, which I did, and I haven't looked back. So now 4.5 years later, coming up to nearly 100 websites built, and yeah, I'm from Simple Online Solutions. So today, what we're going to be talking about is tools that you can use in order to be visible online. So benefits of being visible online are numerous. First of all, it can help you to attract more customers. Being visible online ensures that potential customers can easily find your business when searching for products or services. I don't know about you, but anytime I want to find any kind of local business, first thing I do is head on over to Google or other search engines and type in what I'm looking for. So if you are online and you're showing up, then there is a potential to attract more customers. You can also build credibility and trust by having a strong online presence, which includes reviews. Other people saying how good you are is always a really good selling point. Including in that is professional branding, and that helps establish your business as reliable and trustworthy in the eyes of your potential customers. Being visible helps you to stay top of mind with your audience. People are busy, All right, they have so many different things happening in your life, as I'm sure you do. So showing up consistently online with your, whether it's social media posts, whether it's updates on your website, and content that's relevant to your ideal client, keeps your business in front of potential and existing customers, ensuring that they think of you when they are ready to buy your products and your services. It helps you to drive more sales. Visibility leads to more website traffic, inquiries, and ultimately to convert those into sales. So when customers can easily find you and engage with your business, they're more likely to make a purchase. And of course, it's your opportunity to showcase your unique value. When you are online, you get to highlight what makes your business special, whether it's your exceptional service, unique products, or your personal story, or a combination of all of them. That helps you to stand out in your market. So what I'm going to share with you now is what I would recommend as the tools that you need to have in your Get Visible Online toolbox. Now, I don't know where you are starting off in your business, whether you're just starting out, whether you've already got a business in place and you've had so for a couple of years, or whether you're an absolute pro at this and you've been doing it for 10 years plus. But what I would recommend is to start with firm foundations. Now, with everything to do with marketing, whether that's online or offline, I would always start with knowing who your ideal customer is. All right, so who is your ideal client? What problems do they have, and what solutions can you provide to them? Without knowing that, marketing is a bit like throwing spaghetti at the wall. All right, you're trying to market to everybody. However, if you know your ideal client and the problems that they have, you can talk directly to the ideal client, and it makes it much more beneficial for you and for them when you're talking direct to the problem that they have and the solutions that you can offer. Mindset. Now, I'm an EFT practitioner, love tapping. I think it works amazingly, and I wouldn't be in this the situation I'm in today if it wasn't for tapping. It absolutely changed my world. But I'm also a very big fan of flower remedies as well, and I use them on a regular basis. Now, as you get visible online, or whether you're visible offline as well, it can bring up all kinds of different mindset monkeys. All right, the one I got a negative Nancy, she sits on my shoulder, and it's the little, talking in your ear, you're not good enough. Who are you to show up and share your content? Who are you to say that you need to come and work with me? So working on your mindset on a regular basis is an absolute essential for your business. And then you've got your business branding. All right, ideally, you want to be looking at your business from your customer's point of view. When we look at things like, for example, Asda or Tesco, Asda you instantly recognise because of the tagline, because of the green branding, and because of the ethos around it. The same with Tesco's. Tesco's every little helps, and the branding. Whenever you see it blue and white, you know that you're talking about Tesco's. So business branding is all about encompassing the feel of your business. Do you want it to be professional? Do you want it to be friendly? Do you want it to be quite clinical? I know I'm talking to therapists, so depending on which way you're running your business at the moment, but also having business branding in place that is consistent across all of your platforms, whether that's your business cards, whether that's your flyers, whether that's your website, your social media posts. It'll make you instantly recognizable by your customers, whether existing or potential customers. So having your business branding in place is something I would highly recommend when you're trying to get visible online. It also makes you look professional as well, which is obviously a good thing to have when you're in business. Now, when you're online, there are many tools that you can use, both paid and free, but I'm going to start off with the free ones. So I would highly recommend that you have your social media accounts in place. I would start with one, all right, because social media can be an absolute time suck. Now, whether you start with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, whatever your favorite is, master one before trying to do all of them, because otherwise it can get very, very overwhelming. With your preferred social media platform, I would go with where your ideal client hangs out. So as long as you know where your ideal client is, I would show up there, all right, to start with. If you know, for example, that you're, and I'm being a little bit sort of not judgmental, but if your ideal audience are, say, for example, ladies in their 40s, 50s, 60s, you will probably find them more on Facebook. Whereas if your ideal audience is a younger age, then you might find them on Instagram, or you might find them in on TikTok. If you like to do business and you're doing B2B, maybe you're doing corporate therapies, then maybe LinkedIn would be a better place for you to start. But with wherever you are on your social media, you want to make sure that your account is optimized so that when people find you, hopefully because you are commenting in groups or on posts where people can learn more about you, that they can find information really easily to go back to your business on a regular basis. Next one I would suggest is Google Business. So Google Business profile is a free account, and with a little bit of loophole jump in, you can get an account going. At the moment, to create an account, you have to create a video, basically just so that Google is safeguarding that you are an actual business and you're not being a fraud. But Google Business allows you then to show up on Google Maps, and it also allows you to collect Google reviews. But there is an awful lot of things that you can do with your Google Business completely for free, just spending some time and some love getting yourself out there. Now, with your social media and with your Google Business, you don't actually own these, okay? You are borrowing, you're almost renting on somebody else's platform. But with an email list, this is yours. So I would highly, highly recommend building an email list from the get-go. I use MailerLite, and I highly recommend that to my clients as well. One of the reasons is that you can have a free account on there to start with. That allows you to build up to 1,000 subscribers. And with those 1,000 subscribers, you can send them up to 12,000 emails per month. All right, so for most businesses, that is absolutely plenty. It also allows you to set up what are called workflows. So you can start by collecting people's names and email addresses in return for what they normally call a freebie or a lead magnet. All right, so coming up here now into your lead generation. Once you've got them on your email list, you can then nurture them. All right, you can bring them into your world. You can share the services and products that you offer. You can share case studies behind the scenes, and basically, well, nurture them. Yeah, move them along your customer journey. Now, you would imagine, I would have thought that being a website designer, that I would have started with having a website in place. Now, I would obviously highly recommend that you do have a website, but until you get the tools in place, I would hold off, because sometimes having it all can be really overwhelming and can also be a little bit expensive as well. But with a website, you can start off small. You can have what is classed as a brochure website. So basically taking what is on your leaflets and your brochures and popping it online, so at least people can find you. And then over time, you can expand that to make it into a much more sales machine for your business. So by adding content such as blogs, you can educate your customers whilst also using the opportunity to keep them on your website longer. You're helping with your SEO and with your traffic, and also you can potentially build your list and hone your list so that people can go onto the right groups, so that you can send them things that are going to be really, really interesting for them. Now, SEO is basically search engine optimization. So it's using words on your website and also in your social media posts and things like that, that allow customers to find you. And then you've got, after that, I would say these are a little bit more advanced. You've got your customer relationship management systems and your funnels. All of these together, okay, will allow you to build a really useful online visibility journey. Oops, hang on. So put together, this is how it looks. Now, please don't be off-put by all the different lines going different ways. But what I would suggest is going forward, because as I say, I don't know where you are in your journey. Ideally, your website would be at the hub of all of your online marketing. And from that, you would use it in many different ways. You would use your posts to send people back to your website in social media, as you would with Google Business. You could also collect your Google reviews. You can have a lead magnet on there so that you can start to collect people's email addresses and share your blogs to educate and inform. Using SEO to move you up the search rankings, because ideally you want to be on page number 1. There's not many people who, when they're looking for anything, will go past page number 1. So you need to be in one of the top 10 positions when people are Googling for your chosen, what they call keywords or key phrases. And again, with your email marketing, there is so much that you can do in order to help you to streamline and make your business much more efficient online. But don't start off trying to do it all, because it will become overwhelming. So your roadmap. It starts off with identifying your ideal client, then get working on your business branding. Definitely include your mindset in there. All right, you need to be working on that on a regular basis. I'd pick one social media platform and I would master that. And definitely look at a Google Business account if you haven't already got one, because that will, it's almost like having another mini website on your on the search engines. And it allows you to put so much information on there, from your opening hours through to the services and products that you use, to the offers that you have. And it is sometimes the first port of call where people are finding you online is your Google Business profile. So claiming it if you haven't already, and then making sure that it's updated on a regular basis will allow you to get the maximum from that. Build your email list. All right, so you can start nurturing those people and reminding them that you are there on a regular basis. As I say, people are busy. They need to be reminded to come back to you time and time again if they haven't already bought from you. And you can do that through your lead generation in multiple ways. With your website, as I say, I believe your website should be the hub of all your online marketing. And it should work for you. All right. If your business is not bringing you in leads, if it's not converting people into talking to you, if it's not getting the phone ringing, then it's not doing its job. And ideally, should be tweaked until it allows you to do that. Creating blogs, as I said, allows you to educate and inform your clients. It could be about sharing case studies. It could be about sharing your views on recent updates on the therapies that you have out there, or if people have had what's the word? If they've put papers out there and you want to put your views on it, all of these things you can use in your blogs, and then remind people that you've created the blogs by sending them out an email newsletter or an email campaign on a regular basis. SEO is your search engine optimization. There's lots of things that go into SEO. And when you're first starting out, that's probably not top of your priorities. But once you get past the different levels, I'd say starting at newbie, then you've got your intermediate, then you've got your proficient going up to your advanced, then you need to be looking at it a little bit more seriously to see how you could get search engine optimization to work better for you. But with everything that you do, what I would highly recommend that you do is that you test, you measure, you tweak, and you repeat. The first time you do anything, it is not going to work the 100% best that it can do. So don't be off-putting, but whether it's putting a post out there on social media and nobody responds, you don't get any engagement from it, to whether you do a blog post and nobody reads it. All right, it's all about a learning curve, because some parts of it will be good and other parts may just need to be tweaked in order for it to work better for you. So next steps, I've got a checklist that I can give to you, and if it's okay with Louise, what I can do is once we finish the call, I can add the recording to the checklist along with these slides if you want to, and then you can work your way through so that you can see what needs action to get you more visible online. I do have a membership that Louisa said it's okay for me to share, which is called the Get Visible Online Hub. And it is all about getting your firm foundations in place. So everything to do with your social media, your mindset, your branding, your Google business, your email list, and starting off on your website is available in this Get Visible Online Hub. It is a very friendly group. We meet once a month for Q&As and also once a month for co-working, and there is a hub full of resources that you can work through at a self-paced learning that will help you to take your business in front of a lot more people. So if you're past that and you're ready to scale, then obviously as well, you're more than welcome to get in touch for a free chat just to see how I can help you in any way going forwards. So that was a little roundup of a roadmap to getting more visible online.
Sarah, that was amazing. I so wish that this was available when I first started my business. I started in 2001, the training academy, and like you, before that, I had a salon, and I did all of my marketing was newspaper advertising, leaflets through doors, and an awful lot of time spent by going to ladies groups and doing talks and things like that. And of course that's still very, very valuable, and it's something that we talk about a lot in our business building workshops. But being visible online is so important. And there was a slide that I saw a little back there where it had all of the lists of everything that you needed to take into consideration. I think that's really valuable for our viewers to that one there, your roadmap basically is
Yep.
to look at, is that everything feeds into everything else. It's not just about having the one thing. So it's not just about having a Facebook page, it's about using your Facebook page and using all of these different tools. So I would strongly recommend that everybody joins your group 100%. I think it's the most valuable use of £10 a month that you could possibly have to learn the things that you don't know how to do. And I taught myself to write a website. I've written all of my websites, but it takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it? So if you've got somebody like yourself that's sitting, by your side, it's really valuable. So thank you so much.
No, you're very welcome.
Yeah, you've actually answered most questions that I've got that people have asked me, but I just wondered if there was anybody in the group here that's watching, if you wanted to put a message in the chat that Sarah could answer, or if you've got something very, very specific, then by all means unmute yourself, unvideo yourself, and ask a question if you would like to. You're very welcome to now. I think everybody's like, oh my God.
Sorry if I bombarded you, especially on a Monday morning.
Julie said, could you talk about SEO? It's a massive, massive subject, Julie. I'm sure that Sarah has lots of stuff within the group on SEO. I think what would be helpful, I mean, you've said it's about how Google basically rank you, and from my understanding, it's if you ask a question, then the Google bots will kind of go, oh, that's answered over here, I'm going to show that as a possible website for people to look at. But is SEO as strong now as it ever was before?
Yes.
Or do they keep changing it anyway?
Well, the algorithms do change on a regular basis, but having information out there that is useful to your ideal clients and contains phrases that your ideal clients will be looking for is absolutely essential. When you are creating any different types of content, you need to be writing with your client in mind, which is why I say to start with your ideal client. Because if they, especially sometimes with holistic therapies, it's quite easy to fall into the trap of using shop talk, I would say, or professional terms, which perhaps people wouldn't actually be looking for because they don't know that that's what it's called. So by using words that your ideal clients would be using on your content, whether that's a blog post, whether it's on your social media, whether on your Google business offers, things like that, then yes, SEO is very, very important, but there's an awful lot of things that go into SEO. So it's about using what they call keywords or key phrases that your ideal audience are typing into the search engines. But it's also about things like if you've got a website, making sure that your headers, your header tags are in place so that Google and Bing and the other search engines know what is really important on a piece on the page. It's about making sure that your images have alt text and things like that in them to make sure that Google can't read an image. So by adding alt text behind it, you can utilize keywords there, but you can also share with Google what the image is about. So I'm sure you've done Google searches, and it's not only pages that come up. Sometimes it's products that come up. Sometimes it's images that come up, and all of that is by using specific key phrases or keywords in the actual behind the scenes, behind the image, behind the product. Is there anything in particular that you wanted help with, Julie?
Thanks. I couldn't unmute it. No, that's great. Thank you. I knew a bit about it. I just wasn't sure you could how you could change that. But actually, I never thought about an image and having words with it. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, when you're using images is obviously very, very good on all of your content because a lot of people are visual. It's good to have a mix. Some people are visual, some people are audio, some people like to read. So it's having a mix of everything. But you've got to remember that at the end of the day, a Google search or a search engine can't read images. So rather than having the words just on the image itself, it's about putting it behind the image as well to tell them what's in it so that they know what it's there. But it's also from an accessibility point of view. If people perhaps have trouble with their eyesight, or whether they're blind and they're using a reader, it also tells them what the image is about as well. So it helps from an accessibility point of view too.
I think I just need to learn how to put those words behind then. That's something that maybe I can learn from your hub.
I have to hand on heart, okay, with my hub is looking at the firm foundation side of it, all right?
Brilliant.
So it's this side of it here, as opposed to the scaling success. But if you wanted to have a chat about it, then by all means, we can jump on a call and I can share a little bit more specific to you.
Thank you. No, I'm sure I need to work on my firm foundations anyway.
I've got a couple of other questions that have popped up, so I just want to read them to you, Sarah, and also my answer so that you can let me know if I've got that right. So Francesca has said really useful. How do you find time to keep on top of it all? She works part-time in another profession. And my answer was, yeah, it's really hard. But the most important thing is that you put it into your diary as some time to work on your business, even if it's an hour once a week. It is really hard, but it's, you know, no harder than where am I going to do the ironing? Where am I going to do that shopping? When am I going to do this, that, and the other? It's just one of those things that you have to put in. And what some of my therapists have found useful is to create a weekly plan, and to make sure that the times that you can do your clients are ring fenced, but also then you create another ring fenced couple of hours, which is not a client, it's working on your business. And some people say, yeah, but I need to be earning the money. And my answer is, yes, but if you don't have the clients because you're not visible, you're not going to be earning the money. So actually you have to look at it really seriously, as this is part of your responsibility of you know, having a business. Anything else you can add to that, Sarah?
I completely agree. Block it off in your diary, and it is non-negotiable. all right, because when I was a therapist, it was the first thing that went, all right, whether it was marketing, whether it was doing my accounts, anything to do with working on my business. If a client wanted an appointment, I would switch and I would book it in. But now, no. 20 years down the line, I've learned that it is so important. If you're not showing up on a regular basis, it really does affect you. That's when you get your peaks and troughs in your feast and famine in your sales coming in. But also make sure that you're using tools to help you. So, for example, a free tool is your Meta Business Suite within Instagram and Facebook. So you could use that to schedule posts in advance if you've got a plan that you want to use. Exactly the same with your emails. They can be scheduled as well, as can your blogs. All right. So when you get a minute or an hour, that way you can actually work on your business, then use it to your advantage and do things in advance if you can, so that you're not working in a place of overwhelm. You're doing it because it's planned rather than reactive, proactive rather than reactive, isn't it? Yeah, so there's lots of different scheduling tools out there that you can use to keep yourself on top of things.
Fabulous, thank you. Alison has said, regarding the Facebook business page, how do you access pictures and photographs for your posts? So my answer has been, I use Canva, and Canva to me is the best, without a doubt. I use the paid version. It's £100 a year, and it's the best £100 I've ever spent on any marketing, apart from the £10 a month your group, of course. But I also use, or I did used to use, Upsplash and Pixabay. Have you got any other sites that you would recommend for free imagery?
Pexels is another one.
Pixels.
Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S. You do need to check with all of them that some of them are free, and some of them you do need to attribute the photographer to using them. So just check whether you do need to attribute somebody to it, so you don't get fined. Long time ago, I did that. I got fined £700 for using an image. I learned my lesson very quickly.
Yes, very good. Fabulous, thank you. Francesca has asked a question about Google Business. Now, Google Business are really naughty, and this is one of the, in fact, I've done some training yesterday that I've recorded, and it will go into the group, all around building your own kind of email list and things. And one of the things that we were talking about was Google and Facebook just change their algorithms. They change the way you do things, and they've changed the way in which you can verify yourself as a business. And so one of the big concerns that a lot of our therapists have got is, if they're mobile, how do they get around that? I have successfully had one of my therapists do that recently, and what they did was they took a video of them in their car, getting out of their car rather, with all of their stuff and going to somebody's house. And they also then had a copy of their UTR certificate thing that they get from HMRC to say that they have registered their business address for self-assessment. So that together is just proof. So you can do that. You can also put in the video anything that is like a business, if you've got a bank account business, or you've done a Facebook page as well. Any other advice that you can give around that, Sarah?
Or exactly what you've just said. If you have got a place where you work from, I would also video yourself going to the actual premises, maybe even taking a screenshot of your sign.
Yep.
Right, or if you work from home and you have got any kind of signage, business cards, anything that shows that you are a professional business, include that in the video.
Because you haven't got long for the video, have you? It's very, very short video, so you have to kind of almost prep everything together and have like a little, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you that.
Yeah, it's even though it is a pain to get verified, it is worth it, because there are so many businesses out there that are scams. And if you have a Google verified business, then it's another tick on your box to show that you've been willing to get verified. So definitely do it. And even if they come back and say that you're you're not successful, go back and question it, ask them why, and then if need be, do another video and just include what they've asked for.
Excellent. So hopefully that helps, Francesca. Yeah, I think we've added that. Yeah, fantastic. I think we've answered all the questions. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much. So when this posts, we'll have all of the contact information for Sarah in there. And Sarah is in the group as an expert as well. So if you've got any questions that you need to ask about websites, but as I said before, do join Sarah's group. It's an amazing resource. Absolutely fabulous.
Thank you very much for having me. And if anybody's got any questions that they feel a bit don't want to ask it here, then by all means send me a DM or an email, and happy to help.
Fabulous. Thank you, Sarah.